Oh shit! And there we go. Wait, did we
And
start
so
the video?
it begins. Everything's
No?
good.
Yeah. Are we recording now?
We're recording. We're starting a show. This is gonna happen.
Yes. Wow. This is happening.
We are live
full on live.
in zero.
Livy.
In zero.
T-minus.
Zero. Live show, bitches. What? Oh, that'd be good. That's badass. We should do that. Work on that.
Yo. What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
It's Shaq.
All right. Started the show.
Started the show. We got it started.
it up.
Y'all forgot we was here, but now we here.
We're back
Back.
in black.
What show are we on?
56.
56. Damn.
Yep.
You've been doing this for a minute now.
I'm old.
We're still building it up, getting better and better. We have our ups, we have our downs, we went sideways this week, we went this way, but we are always progressing
Always sideways.
and progressing.
I'm
still.
fucking tired, dude. That energy drink did dick for me. I'm gonna have to.
If
up
it did dick for you, then you'd be good right now.
I am not good.
No,
Well,
because
then-
dicks make you
It did
tired.
not do dick for me.
That's all right.
Like, I'm sure you could hear it in my voice. Like, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, I'm there too.
Sleepy.
This is my I'm ready for bed voice.
You sound kind of
Hey,
sexy.
can I shout somebody out real
No.
quick?
Shout outs are strictly
Wait, is the
forbidden.
camera on me? Okay. Macy, I'm talking to you. Get here next week.
Macy.
I don't care how
Macy
you get
Ficklin.
here.
And you're having
I'm
a
tagging
sale.
you.
2 for 1
wait,
khakis.
What time is this on the show? What? How many seconds in are we?
Oh,
don't worry, I'll find it. I am ordering you to get
That is
here.
an order
yes, Macy.
from a superior
Okay.
officer.
And thank you
I'm
for
serious. Look at my
thank you
face.
for your 2 for 1 sale on Dockers.
All right, that was my
Dockers.
shout out.
All right.
Podcast 56, brought to you by znetworkx.com. Your one-stop shop. That's
media.
not even the right. That's not even the right plug, right? I'm like
Your
mixing shit.
one-stop
I haven't
shop
done.
Mixing
for-
genres and shit.
Hey, X marks the spot. znetworkx.com. Also, Buzz TV. Be rad, giving you a plug, a shout, a butt plug.
That's right. Right in the anus.
Ow.
Make sure to check us out on Stitcher.com, as well as YouTube and
Everything.
Facebook.
everything.
Everything.
Check us out.
Everything. Man, them motherfuckers gave him.
We are in need.
They took everything.
We are in need of somebody to help us run our social media.
Yeah, somebody who's
because-
socially
All three of us combined
involved.
are like an inept toddler.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know shit about running social media. We need somebody that's outgoing, that's good at just being in people's faces. We need that. We want to be a part of our show. We hired somebody to do that before. Fail.
Suck.
Yeah. I mean,
Pinche puta.
yeah. So that didn't happen, and for whatever reason, it's something that's never jumped off. And I feel like the social media, somebody to manage our social media is one of the hugest things that we need to get that jump off.
Push.
Somebody that's already kind of got a following. We don't monetize this show yet, but we can, and we want to. And if you were to come on board, you could help us out.
So applications will be filled out here.
We need so there's a few spots we need. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this show. We need a social media manager, I guess we would call it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A some sort of technical person, so like a technician, that can help us with
IT,
audio, video, and computer and whatnot. Somebody that could just be on the spot. Chris is generally our audio engineer,
Yep.
but he's also a personality on the show, and I don't want to have him burdened with the responsibility of having to adjust a level on the fly. I want him on the show.
Right.
I get it.
So that we could free up some hands there, helping us out with camera angles and lighting and makeup. Because I need a lot of makeup.
I just want to go ahead and
Nose
put this
makeup.
out there. We could also use, like, if there's anybody out there who just wants to give me blowjobs too.
Okay, that brings me
Right.
to the next one. We need a female personality.
Boom.
That's the third thing that we
And
need.
segue.
So we need three things. We need a social media manager, a technical person, and definitely a female personality. Somebody that can put up with us.
Ew.
And that's a really tough job.
Yeah.
I feel like this should be a paid position.
Word.
Lots of positions.
And
yeah.
yeah, blowjobs too.
That
Not
helps.
necessarily the person on the show. I'm just
Yeah.
hey,
Friend
anybody
of a friend. Anybody.
want to give me a blowjob? That has nothing to do with the show, actually. Fuck.
Yeah.
The struggles is real, yo.
I was watching Getting Dug with High the other day.
Yeah.
Chris is a real big fan of that show.
Yeah, it's fun to
God,
watch.
Chris, my audio sounds so good. You did
Yeah.
such a
Oh,
good
yeah.
job. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. You guys helped. You sound good
Anyways,
this week.
I was watching Getting Dug with High last week, and I started thinking, I was like, man, is it just me? I know, Corey, I don't know if you can even jump in on this. I don't even know if I could talk about this, but does it feel like weed has gotten overly complicated?
Dude, it's been a long time for me, but I can't wait till I can get out there again, and try it.
Well, okay,
I feel like I'm a little scared.
No, yeah, I say this because somebody that's actually been considering smoking a little weed. I've been thinking about it. I've been, man, you know what? I'm stressed out.
Dude, it would be
And,
so great for you.
I feel like I'm very high strung these days, and I feel like I need something to help chill me out.
Dude, you want to
Before I end up killing someone, which could
dude,
happen.
dude, trust me. Hey, you want to give it a try
But
because dude,
there's
seriously,
so much to it now. You got
Hey,
the types of way you do it, like pipes, bongs, vapors, dabs, edibles. Then there's the different types. There's
yeah.
indicas and sativas.
Okay,
and
well,
medical grade this.
I can help you with that because an indica is gonna bring you down. A sativa is gonna bring you up. It's gonna make you feel.
I would think I would want something to bring me up.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Nobody wants the indica unless they want to go to bed, or they're just want to get really just fucking floored high, I'm gonna veg out and eat and then go to bed. But and I would recommend, because you don't like to smoke stuff, I would recommend dabs.
I don't think I'd do good with smoke in my lungs at all.
Yeah.
I would choke.
You could do good with vape. Well, the reason that I don't say start with edibles is because they are very strong. It will hit you so suddenly.
But isn't everything strong now?
Well, it depends. No, you can get any grade. Still, you can get any grade.
Oh, no,
Excuse
man.
me.
I don't want to pop pills. I don't want to do
No.
pharmaceutical shit. I like the idea of doing weed because it's natural, dude.
It's not. It's all natural, dude. It's all natural, dude. Hey,
Corey, have you ever? I mean, you're a very
Yeah.
straight edge person.
have you ever messed with cannabis?
You're so straight. You're so straight. You make me feel very
I mean, because he drinks. You don't
shitty
even-
about myself. When we hang around Corey, we go out with Corey or we just hang around with him in general, me and Chris will have a couple drinks. Chris maybe a couple more than me.
Yeah, I get
But,
there.
Corey
I get on them levels.
doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
Nothing. He doesn't, I mean, I don't smoke. Drinking is probably the only vice I really have right now. But, even that, I feel like, God, I shouldn't do this around Corey because I feel like
Fuck you guys.
I feel like a piece of shit.
I mean, and we had a show where he's like, "Hey man," he told me, he's like, "Hey man, you got to get that drinking under control."
You need to
homie."
slow this. hey, you need to quit hitting them corners too goddamn fast. You know, let me spill this yak of my $200 soup.
I was like, and then I replied to him, "Man, I'm going through some shit this week, man."
We're always going through some shit.
Yeah.
No, I
Always.
I've never. I mean, okay, there was an experience that I did have with my uncle when I was 8 years old, and that sounds like a molestation.
Well, okay, Corey. You know what? Let's get down to this. All right.
Sorry, that was very funny.
So you're
It
so
wasn't.
you're so you're so straight, and it's awesome. I have so much admiration for your will to just not cave in and do anything. Like it takes a very strong personality. But what like really motivates you? What drives you to be so clean? I mean, doesn't it like sometimes just think, man, if I just had a drink, it seems like I could just like loosen up and like just understand what they're doing right now. These crazy white people.
Well, there's a few different layers of reasons why I don't. One could actually end up going down a dark path. The rest of them I could.
What's
just talk
the most prominent? Like the most prominent, just the thing that just like your first reaction, like, nope, I'm not gonna do it.
I treat like virginity,
Okay.
and I'm still a virgin.
Yes. Well, you know that me and Chris would love to pop your cherry sometime. But I mean, I have high respect for it. So like, I almost don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So
It's been attempted on numerous occasions. One of which I was in 2006 when I was a senior in high school. It was after a play that we did. So after the play, you have your cast party. So all the people who were in the play, techies, everybody, they all go to this party. And the entire crew and cast and everybody tried to get me to drink all at the same time. We're talking 30 people, like literally, like holding me down, saying, "Look, you're going to drink," and I didn't do
that's
it.
fucked up. That's fucked up. I mean, peer pressure is one thing, but like
That's pure force.
When you're trying to force, I mean, that's like
pure rape.
That's almost rape. Yeah, that's almost like a rape status. I mean, I would probably want to fight somebody.
Yeah, it got ugly, but I guess I could break it down into 3 different reasons. The one being me just not wanting to do it. I just don't have a.
But that's not a reason. That's an action.
My personal.
That's more of an action. I want to know, like.
I'm going.
Okay.
Don't worry, I will get there. I will get there.
All right.
The second one is I am a little bit afraid.
Okay, we need that first one's not a reason.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go with the first one.
Okay. Well, then I have 2 reasons.
Okay.
My first reason is I'm a little afraid of because I know I have a very addictive personality towards some things.
That's good to
i.e.
know.
Mustangs.
Up
And
front.
you know what? And that right there is what I was gonna say. Like, do you have like in your family? Does it run in your family like addiction?
There's all kind of addiction. My brother is. I'm surprised if you cut him, he might bleed green because he smokes so much fucking weed.
Yeah.
But,
How do you feel about people that smoke a lot?
I
of weed?
don't have any problem with people who smoke.
Me
weed.
neither.
I actually have more problem with alcoholics sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
But it depends. It depends on your lifestyle too. Because if all you do is smoke weed and that's all you do, then it's like, dude.
That's
Yeah,
way
yeah,
better
yeah.
than anything
Well,
else. That's better than
it's
anything
better than
else.
anything else, but it's still shitty.
Weed should be treated, in my opinion, is either you're doing it for medicinal reasons, like you're really stressed or you have a lot of pain, or it should be recreational, like where it's like a treat. Like you
Right.
you had a really good day. You just want to kind of mellow out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
A good productive. Then smoke a bowl.
Yeah.
People that like wake and bake and make their whole life about weed. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
it's a little
yeah.
ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had anything against anybody that smoked weed. I think
fucking
like
love
I
weed.
agree. I feel like alcohol is way worse than
It's
weed.
way worse, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking hate drinking.
Alcohol
But it's
directly
all I'm allowed
affects
to
your
do.
health. I mean,
Yeah.
there's people that are
Dude, you're preaching
blacked
to the choir.
out, fucking, have liver issues, and it's bad.
Okay. All right. So you ready for the
yeah, let's hear it.
the dark reason?
Okay.
Okay. So from the ages
Should we
of
cue up some music?
Sound effects?
No.
I don't have
No,
a
we're
sound
good.
effect.
We're
I'm
good.
just
yeah. No. Yeah. You know what though? I need to download that inspirational music. That shit was fucking awesome. But from the ages of 9 to about 14, my mom was with a guy
Mhm.
who was heavy alcoholic, smoked weed, smoked a number of things, did a number of things, And
I'm sorry, man.
he.
I'll
All right,
stop
all right. You ready to go? Ready to
Yeah.
go down the black hole? Okay.
Let's go.
But he was very abusive to me. Very physically.
Was he
physically
abusive to your mother too? As well?
I want to say yes. I've asked her numerous times, and I don't have any hard evidence that I didn't witness anything,
Yeah.
but I was sure. Like I was sure there was
Yeah.
something there that was.
I mean,
being done.
because if it, I mean,
Yeah, I know it comes with the territory, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was. I mean, he was like humiliatingly abusive. Like
Wow.
like because my mom worked swing shifts, so from when I got off of school to like bedtime, I was under his watch, and it was just the worst. Like 5 years,
He was a drunk.
he was everything, but it was most of the abuse came through drinking.
yeah.
Some people are violent when they get drunk.
Yeah,
Some
he
people
was
that-
he was one of
yeah.
those. He only drank hard liquor and was
Some people are happy drunks.
Yeah, but that is part of the root of why I don't drink.
Yeah.
That's where it initially it was. I was so young, and I knew that was the reason why. That he was abusive. So that made me deathly in my bones afraid of alcohol.
Yeah.
And so I just would take one. I would take one excuse after another. Like at first I'd be like, well, I'm playing football. I don't want to fuck up my body. Even though if I drank a little bit, it wouldn't do shit. Then I did church. Like from out of high school for the next few years, I was heavy in the church. There you go. Can't drink.
That's my reason. Yeah.
And then after I got out of church and kind of evened out a little bit, I don't really have a surefire reason, which is why I get a lot of the questions like this. And basically, I think it's a phobia. It's like a fear that I have, and so I just would
Hey,
rather not.
I just gotta say, I envy you for not having vices. Like.
Well, I have vices. They're just not.
Oh, Corey's got vices.
I got fucking vices, bro.
I mean, just not chemical vices though. I've had my vices chemically.
Well, everybody has their vices in a way or another. Like Corey's, you could say maybe his car is almost a vice.
Yeah, it's
you
big.
know?
That was
it costs
exactly
him a
what I was
lot
saying.
of money.
Yeah.
Being into cars ain't a cheap hobby.
Well,
to
I
have
get
at
it. We all
you
have
know?
vices.
So,
I get it. We do.
Yeah.
Chemical vices, though.
Yeah, they should. They
Yeah.
kill you. They kill people. Oh, short Johnny Table vodka bottle. So we had somebody pass away a few weeks back. Indirectly, involved with me through Johnny Table vodka bottle. We finally found out what exactly it was that killed that person.
Really?
I'm curious.
Yeah, and it was methamphetamines.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah, so that's
Overdose or what was
overdose.
it like?
Well, he did have cardiac problems. So they they kind of threw that in there to say, well, we don't know. It's one of the, but his body was heavily intoxicated.
His body did not react to
Yeah.
it. Okay.
And then he went into arrest. So,
Well, kids, say no to drugs.
yeah,
Especially that one.
yeah,
That's a motherfucker.
yeah. That's the one that
Especially that
kills
one.
people.
If the government can figure out a way to make that legal,
Then,
shit, man.
dude, we'd be fucking going back to fucking Nazi Germany.
Well, I mean, that's the bottom line with almost everything.
I would barricade myself in the house. That shit. You don't know who you're gonna find when you walk out that door.
Dude.
Fuck with that. What's going on? Hey, fuck, hey.
Well, I hate to say it, but sometimes I feel like there's probably companies and our government that feel like they might have dropped the ball by not figuring out how to, God damn, that's so addictive. And they got cigarettes, and that's bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it now I'm noticing that only rich people do cocaine, like the powdery?
because cocaine is kind of the rich person's drug.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's not that expensive. I don't get
No,
why.
it's not.
I don't get why it's
But
like a
that's
rich people
meth,
thing.
Meth and crack is so much cheaper,
Yeah.
It's really not, actually. It's not. Meth is fucking pretty expensive, dude.
Well, I mean, if you're comparing to pure cocaine to
Yeah, to
Well,
good
I mean, if you're
methamphetamines.
getting fucking some fucking Tony
Colombian-
Montana.
Hey, you know what?
Colombian shit.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I am no expert in this field
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
But
this is-
that's just my guess. I've always associated cocaine with strippers
echelon.
and people that were in that of a higher income.
It's
And
true.
meth
That's
with
very
like
true.
trailer parks.
But,
Yeah.
but
you
guess what? Meth is more expensive than cocaine. It is.
Maybe per ounce. All right, go ahead. We got our fact checker.
Not really a fact, but from my knowledge, rich people do cocaine because it has less effect on how you look. It doesn't mess up your looks as much as meth and everything else.
I can tell you guys right now.
Boom, mind blown.
Hey, I can tell you guys right now, meth is more expensive than cocaine.
It probably is. I would say per ounce or per however they
No,
they measure
per 20 sack.
it.
It's way more. It's more expensive.
But how much of it do you need to
$20
be
bucks
fucked
won't
up?
hardly get you any cocaine at all.
20
Yeah.
bucks will. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It'll get you more crack.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like,
I smoke crack.
okay, if I'm coming clean, you know, there was a time in my life where I dealt a little bit of
You know,
cannabis,
things.
and I've had people hit me up for cocaine. They're like, "Hey, can you get cocaine?" And I did like look around for it, and the cheapest I could find a little bit for was like $200.
Here's the thing.
So I mean, and we're talking like,
You know, a little bit with some.
I mean, I don't
with
know.
some baking soda.
You know,
I
don't
got
know what I'm
baking
doing.
soda.
So I stayed away from that. I feel like
Yeah.
it's, you know, any of that kind of shit is dirty to me. But
I mean, I just want to interject and just say that meth is way easier to find
Yeah.
than cocaine. Way easier. But it is way more expensive. It is. Trust me, because I've only been able to find connects for that stuff, like, a handful of times, but I could always find
okay, how's
meth.
the measurements to meth done?
You know what?
How do you do a measurement?
We'll keep talking on it, but can we fact check that? But yeah, I mean, I think you need a less amount of meth to get fucked up.
Okay, if you were to go buy meth, like if one of us wanted to go buy meth tonight, what kind of unit of measurement are we looking for in meth?
A quarter of a gram.
A quarter gram. Okay.
That's $20.
Now, as far as like cocaine goes,
I mean,
do you know how
unless
those measurements are done?
Well, okay, here's the thing. It's going to cost you more money to get a quarter of a gram of cocaine, but you're going to have a really hard time finding it. A lot harder of a time because, it's an upper class drug, like you guys said. It's real. That's a real thing. You have to have those kind of connections, but like you can go out and you can fucking find meth everywhere.
Dude, you know what I always wanted to do? I wanted
Meth?
to know. No,
No.
I always wanted to know. You know when a cop finds a bag of cocaine and they do the pinky?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the good shit. Like, what does that taste like?
It
Like,
just numbs their mouth.
how the fuck do they know?
It
That's-
numbs their
I've
mouth.
heard it has like actually has like a little bit of a chocolatey flavor.
That's what I heard. I heard it was sweet. I heard
Yeah.
like the actual. It was.
I never knew it to be sweet. I just knew it to numb my mouth. When I tasted it, it would numb my mouth. My whole mouth. It would be like I'm going.
I
to
gotta
the
be honest,
dentist.
I've never done anything. However, there was a time in my life where I went to clubs and shit, and we're talking about somebody that's never smoked weed. I drank a little bit. I never smoked cigarettes, and I went to some. I used to go to the clubs a lot. I had a group of friends I went with, and they got ecstasy, and they handed out these ecstasy pills, and there was these hot ass girls we were hanging out with, and I wasn't gonna be the one that didn't do it. They were all popping these
Yeah.
pills.
Totally.
So I popped the pill. I did the pill, drank it, and waited a little while. It kicked in, and it was fucking crazy, dude. It was so intense. I don't know how to describe it. But
Can you describe
it
it?
was awesome.
Hey,
It was fucking awesome.
let me ask you a question real quick, Mike. Okay, when you took the ecstasy, did you feel up or did you feel down?
I felt fucking awesome.
All right, then
Like, it wasn't-
Guess what? You've done meth.
Well, okay, well, no, I was getting to that. I was
Yeah.
getting to that.
Because
Okay,
there's
No, no, no.
only two bases
This is
for
this is the
ecstasy.
finish of my
Oh,
story.
I'm sorry, I
okay.
didn't mean to fuck you up.
All right.
Sorry.
So I'm like, all right, well, it's a pill. To me, it's like, it's a pill. Fuck it, I'll take it. So the next day, I asked my friend, I was like, what was that? What's in that? He's like, oh, cocaine, heroin, meth. And I was like, and rat poison and shit. I was like,
Yep.
you fucking gave that to me? I've never done anything. Ever. Nothing.
Yeah.
I did it all in one night.
Yeah.
in one little
Wow.
pill.
There's
One little blue pill.
there's-
But fucking awesome.
It was
This girl I was hanging out with, she was hot and she was like massaging my hands,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, just like every little touch was like so
Sensitive,
intensified. And it was just, dude, I could have fucking right there, but, you know, just from touching my hands. It was just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, drugs are so fucking good that they will ruin your life.
The pill I did was called a Superman.
Superman. You know,
Superman.
and
Do you know those?
I've heard of them. I've heard what blue Superman.
Yeah, it's a blue.
Blue Supermans. Yeah, I've heard of those. Believe me, I had my run with.
That's everything, right?
I've had my run with.
That's like the whole shebang.
So many drugs.
That's the whole shebang. And you know what? I rolled for 3 days. Actually, the first day, it was like the most intense. The second day, I still felt it.
Yeah.
The second day, okay, somebody's like, hey, drink some orange juice. So what I do, I go grab some orange juice, drink it, and guess what? Boom! Just like the first day for like another 20, 30 minutes. It was
What the
crazy.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit. And I was up, too. I couldn't sleep.
Hey, you know what's crazy is like you can actually be off of it for a week and have a flashback, and you start rolling again for like 20 minutes. Like that's happened to me and other people before, where you've been off of it for a week, and all of a sudden it just comes back for 20 minutes. You're like, oh my god, your like jaw starts jittering, and you're fucking rolling.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, too. My jaw feeling really tense, too. Like I feel like I was...
That's
Yeah.
the Thiz face.
Yeah, dude. It was... like I felt like I
Fizzing
wanted...
out.
You have
bro.
some findings? Yeah.
Oh.
I can tell she did.
Let's hear what you found.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what'd you find? Fact check.
Okay, fact check. Cocaine and meth. Cocaine is 4 times the cost of meth.
Probably because it's harder to
Meths.
find.
Yeah, I can't speak.
Meths.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's probably because it's harder to find. Cocaine is harder to come by.
The effects of cocaine last longer than the effects of meth.
Whoa.
But they cost 10 times more to keep.
Right.
They cost 10 times more to keep. You know, like, seriously, they cost, like, you have to do an 8-ball of cocaine to get,
Well-
to stay as high.
I think Chris has a good point. That I think meth is more expensive than cocaine in a way because it costs you everything eventually.
Yeah. It's just, hey, and I can tell
your
you.
teeth, your family.
I can
Your
tell you
skin, everything.
from experience that the biggest cost is your moral values. That's the biggest cost from methamphetamine, and that's coming from experience.
Whoa.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
talk.
dude,
right
we
there.
got-
ID10T.
We have a very
We
deep
getting
show
real,
today.
bro.
Very
Yeah.
deep. I feel like this is the most serious our show has ever been.
Whoa.
drugs. Hey,
Crazy.
drugs are fucking.
And you know what's funny is we don't really have any light topics tonight. Corey, you had one. This kind of
I have a light.
well,
topic.
kinda
just gonna keep
segues.
it dark.
segues right into
Yeah, I was listening to the radio, and they kind of touched on the subject, and they had a few callers coming in, and I thought it was really cool. It got my brain turning. I was gonna ask if you guys had any regrets, and,
I got
and
regrets.
and you know, people say, "Oh, fucking no regret," but I think everybody has at least 3 fucking life-changing regrets. That if I would have did this different, boom.
Absolutely.
So I would like to see if we can go around. I don't know if you can chime in too if you have anything, but see if we can go around and see if we can, chatter off 3.
Well, I made a little list. I
Okay,
did my
well-
homework. I don't know, Chris, you got stuff right off the top of your
right
head?
off the top of my head. I
Go
have.
for it. Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
let's.
All right, we'll start with me. Number 1, something we just covered, meth.
Okay, I could see that.
Number
All right.
1, is getting
And
involved.
why is that a regret though?
There's so many fucking layers, man. I mean, it just, I don't know, dude. It caused me to do so many things that I regret.
Oh, that stemmed off. Of
That
it.
was like bottom line,
Oh,
and I've realized that having been clean. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Jesus.
I've been clean for a couple years now, and I've had enough clarity to look back on my life. Number 2 would have to be fucking up my military career, which was also due to meth.
Shit.
I mean, basically every regret that I have in my life stems from meth. I mean, but number 3 would have to be that I didn't get my bachelor's degree, and I have like
Has to do with meth.
45 every fucking pretty much regret I have. I mean, aside from falling in love with the wrong person.
Oh.
That has to do with meth.
actually, no. That doesn't have anything to do
Well,
with
in a
it.
roundabout way,
No.
there's still meth involved in that story.
There's meth involved, but I mean, I fell in love like years before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
When you were kids, I think that
That's
falling in
it.
love as a kid is one of the worst things.
Yeah, that's another regret. That's that might trump my student loans. I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck
You know what?
the
Now that I
student
think about it, that does trump the student loans that I have, and I don't have a degree, and I'm working at fucking Subway and everything and fucking else. But,
Oh,
there.
fucking
Giving
life.
some of your best
Hey.
years of your life to somebody that just fucked you
Yeah,
off.
that's probably number
Yeah,
3. That's
get
number
that.
3. You're right. That trumps my student loans that I don't have a degree or a job for. All right.
That's
So
a
Oh,
good
there we go.
list.
there we go.
Good list.
Hey, there's like fucking 2 billion more, by the way.
Shiloh? What were-
Yeah, she's like, nah, you go, bitch.
Oh, I got regrets. I got some fucking
All
regrets.
right, let's hear him. I just fucking unleashed
Yeah.
I just like fucking took weight off my shoulders. It's
Yeah,
your
it
turn.
feels good, huh?
Hey, we're having like a counseling session. We should call this podcast 56/counseling.
Psychology
We got
101.
deep into Corey's world. We got into Chris's world. Even a little bit of bullshit on mine, but we'll get to that because I got regrets too.
Oh, I got some. Okay, so my number one regret
Let's
is
hear black
pretty,
regrets.
is pretty recent. Cheating. I just wish I never would have ever cheated on anyone ever in life.
Ever.
Ever, because it's always like you think you get. Oh, this person's cool. They ain't gonna say shit. And I feel like there's a verse in the Bible that says everything that's done in the dark will come to light.
Mhm.
And it's like, even if they don't find out exactly what happened, some other shit will happen, or somebody will talk to somebody, and then they'll start investigating. And it's like, dude, like when you have a bad report card, and like every time your mom's like, Mike, oh shit, she knows, like
Yeah.
it's
Michael Timothy.
Christopher
Yeah.
Lee.
When my mom dropped the first and middle name, you're fucked.
Yeah, when if like your phone hits the ground, you're like, oh, I'll pick it up. No, I got it.
That's crazy when you gotta live like that, like being in fear of your phone, being like, oh shit, where's my phone? Where's my phone at? Baby, where you at?
What room you in?
That's like that's a
What room you in?
that's a crazy way to have to live. Like that's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure, like
Babe, what room you in? Yeah, that one is very.
I'm sorry, dude. This is the what room you in killed me. All right. All right.
I have a couple regrets that all stem off of one fear, and it has to do with music. I wish I would have got into music at a younger age. I started singing when I was 12, when I was in 7th grade, and then I just found out that singing was for fags,
Scenes for
and,
pussies.
and so like from 7th grade to 12th grade, I didn't do any singing, anything. And then my senior year of high school, I'm like, I think I'll start singing again. And I feel like if I would have been working that whole time, I'd be much better.
Yeah.
Been able to be, something musically better than what I am now.
God damn it! You just reminded me of another regret that I have. I have so many.
Yeah, that I feel like, trumped my fucking, But my number one regret is it stems from when I was a senior in high
do
school.
more music.
It's not that dark.
Okay.
But I just, when I think about it, I was just like, what the fuck was I thinking? But I was with a girl. I don't give a shit. Her name is Rose. I haven't talked to her in like 7, 8
Fuck
years.
you. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
fuck
kidding.
that bitch.
You sound like a bitch, Rose.
But she, we were very much in love in high school, very much. But she ended up cheating on me and having a kid with somebody else. So, fuck you. So, but when we were together, I had an opportunity from a scout from Minnesota to play football in Minnesota for his school in college after school, and he was doing everything he could to get me to move out there. And the sole reason that I didn't is because of Rose.
Oh God, I've made so many bad decisions over a female.
That I feel like if I would have
We
just
all
went out there and
have.
got the education and played the
You know-
football, I could have been
it's a
Fuck,
guy
it's
thing though.
so
We
much
fall
better.
down that hole. I feel like we just.
And it's because we want to fall down
But
that
you know what?
hole.
And that's why we shouldn't fall in love at a young age. If we can like instill one thing into kids,
I've tried to do
I
that
think
to them. That it's impossible.
I think is to like,
that is impossible.
you know what?
It's tough.
But you gotta somehow like talk some fucking sense to these kids that are like, 16, 17, 18.
I've tried, dude. They don't listen. They don't give a shit.
Just like, dude, you're gonna make so many bad decisions
Don't
for this
fall in
person.
love.
And you know what? When
No.
especially women,
No.
especially girls, them
Oh.
hoes ain't loyal.
Them hoes ain't loyal. Oh,
Because-
I gotta tell you. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna tell you.
please, do. Come on.
Okay. This is kind of a punch at my oldest stepdaughter. She's 14.
Yeah.
Here
we go.
If you
Prime example.
happen to click on this, just know that I'm just fucking with you, okay? She's very much in love with her boyfriend. It's her first like official boyfriend. They've been together about a year, which in high school is like 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They transitioned from middle school to high school.
That's like
That's
20
like
boyfriends.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Maybe
That's like
30.
that's like some so they're seriously in love. She was watching a movie called Expelled. I don't remember what the lead guy is, but he's a Twitter, Instagram, social media prodigy. This guy's millions and millions of views, and he's a cute looking little
We
white
need
boy.
that guy. If you're listening,
Come here, guy.
Hey, guy.
But I was like, what the fuck is this? What are you watching? And she's like, oh my god, I'm watching Expelled. I was like, what? And she's like, it's so and so. He's so hot. And I'm like, is that the only reason you're watching this? Oh, duh. And I'm like, dude,
but
these hoes ain't loyal.
but is that so bad? She's just checking another person out. We
Yeah,
all window shop. We all window
I
shop.
know. I don't want. That's what I mean. I
You
want to
feel like there's
instill
just
in
a
her.
seed being planted too soon.
Yeah, I feel like if she's like only doing things because somebody else looks hot, that's
That's
the
a-
boy. That's the
It's
that's
a slippery slope.
exactly.
But you know what? She's young. She's young. She's
know.
too young to be
Hey,
in love.
guess what?
She's too young
That
to be in
dude
love.
is gonna get his heart fucking broken.
That's
It's-
what I'm worried
Yeah.
about.
Hey, guess what?
He
It's
is going to.
inevitable. It is inevitable. They're so young, and she's gonna break his heart at some point. At some point.
I don't want
It may
that.
take a year.
I will
it may
beat her
take,
ass.
It may
Well,
take
you know
4.
what?
It may take 13.
This is-
but at some point,
this is
she's gonna
life.
fuck him
Hopefully
up.
it's sooner than later.
Yeah.
That's all. So he doesn't screw his whole life off. I mean,
I tried to warn somebody else that I met in the same exact situation. I was like, bro, it was little Sarah's little sister, fucking little, she's 14 and fucking way too developed for her age and already fucking stuff. And I was like, and then this dude got all wrapped up in her, and I was like, hey, guess what? At some point, I promise you, she's gonna fuck your shit up. She's gonna break your heart, and it's
happened to
but with
me.
her,
It's happened to Chris. It's happened to all of us.
It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. That's
Them
part of
hoes
being
ain't
young.
loyal.
Hey,
Hoes ain't
that's
loyal.
part of being young. It's just part of something you have to learn the hard way. There's no other way to learn.
But remember when Ash was
There's no other way to learn.
was
than the hard
readily
way.
accessible in like school.
In school, yeah.
I guarantee you we've probably broken more hearts than we actually, because
I've broken
I've done some fucking.
Honestly, when I was in school, I was, I would get a girlfriend and I would be all about that girl.
Yeah.
And it was always the girl that broke it off with me.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
me
Because
too.
she'd start fucking somebody else or start fucking
These
somebody.
hoes
period.
ain't loyal.
Hey, we all, even girls, they fall in love and they have to learn the hard way too. It's not just guys.
Yeah.
Guys fucking only think with their dicks too, and they will end up, if some chick just thrusts her ass on a dude, which does happen.
Yep.
Then and then the girl, she's gonna, everybody gets their fucking heart broken
I
when
think
they're young.
I think guys fall harder than girls do when they're younger, though.
Well, because
Ah.
girls, they have options. Guys don't.
Well,
Yeah.
girls. I mean, think about it.
Like
girls
guys.
have dick thrown at them
Readily,
puberty,
all the time.
all right?
Yeah, that's
From
true.
puberty, they're knocking dicks in the dirt. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And they
From-
have to.
From the
Dick
minute they
defense.
start developing titties, they're fucking
Karate
judo
chopping these
dicks.
dicks.
Judo chop.
You gotta teach your daughter to chop those dicks in the dirt. Just get away.
My mama taught me.
But
You better shop around.
it's inevitable that you know, no matter how devoted you think that girl is to you, there's gonna be some dude that's gonna make her be like, okay, this could happen.
Especially if he's got like great abs.
You know, girl, I think most girls
got some money, got a car.
I think most girls, if they have an excuse, they might do it. It's the right amount of excuse mixed with opportunity.
You know, it's funny. I just remembered. This just dawned on me that I asked her. I was like, "So if that guy just came up to you and was like, Kalia, leave Peyton," she thought about it. She was like,
"These hoes ain't loyal."
He wouldn't do that.
All right, so I mean, we get it. You know, hey, if you're young, you're gonna do dumb shit. You know, that's a given, and you're gonna fucking fall in love, and you're gonna get your fucking heart broken.
Yeah.
That's
it, dude. Did you say your regrets yet?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Mike, because we're like
I feel like
down
mine
a rabbit
are
hole.
boring though. I'm gonna go from 3 to 1 because number 1 is my biggest.
Okay.
So number 3 would be the most recent thing too. Is that when I had my own business, somewhat successful business, and I got kind of iced out of it, I didn't fight harder for it, you know, to like keep my spot and to keep something, like
get something.
I feel like I just basically got like pigeonholed out of this business regardless, and like, there was nothing I was going to be able to do about it. I mean, in the end, that's what it turned out to be, you know. I talked to lawyers, there was shit I could do about it, but realistically, it's put my life in just such a fucked up place. You know, it's almost like a girlfriend, you know, or a drug habit. Like, I've invested so many years of my life, and not just into this business, but in this specific trade, you know?
Yeah.
This trade that, like, it was kind of on its last legs anyways, and, you know, we were actually able to make a little bit of money in it. And my partner just fucked me out of it, and...
Not to mention, he did it when we were going to see our dad for the last time that he was on this earth.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And
that just like, God,
I mean, there's just so much. There's so much
throat.
bad involved in this story, but like, you know, I'm trying to like refigure my life out. You know, I'm at an age where I should already have like a house and things and just like my life figured out. But now I'm like, I feel like I'm just gotten out of high school. Like, I got to figure out what I'm doing, but I don't have that kind of time. You know, I don't have that life in front of me that I did. You know, and like now I'm just like, that trade is dead. There's absolutely nobody that's hiring for that type of stuff. So I have to like completely, I have to go to school. I have to fucking cook, clean. I have to do something. Start playing basketball. I don't know.
Gotta start dancing with these white people.
So, you know, that's my most recent thing. It stings to this day. Right. The number 2 would be getting involved with gangs when I was in school. Hard to believe, because I'm such a pussy, that like I was ever involved in stuff like that, but I was.
You are not a pussy.
I was never actually in a gang, just so I want to clarify that. I was never ever in a gang. All right. But I I was a wannabe. I hung out with a bunch of different people that were involved in that, and I just wanted to be a Mexican, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It was Mexican gangs. We grew up in an all Mexican neighborhood, and it was like the super ghetto. You know, we had street cred.
Yeah.
We had street cred for white people. But believe it or not, I was a little skater kid. You know, when I was involved in this bullshit, I was a skater kid. I had a little fucking skater. I don't know how I got mixed up in gangs.
Yeah.
But I did it. You know, I got myself in a lot of trouble. I got, just fucking. They broke in our house, and
I remember that.
I had to like literally when I went to high school, like when I walked. It's one of the reasons I dropped out of high school to begin with, is because just my walk to school was so crazy. Like, I had so many people that wanted to beat me up because my mom called the cops on these guys that broke in our house that I couldn't even go to school anymore. Like, it was that crazy. And so that's that. You know, I mean, obviously that affected a lot of my life. The number 1 thing that I regret would be, like, despite everything my mom has ever, tried to instill in me, like, not sticking with sports. Because for some reason, we come from a working class family. Even though my mom's like got money now, she's been a working class person all of her life, and her thing was get a job, get a real job. 9 to 5. You need a 9 to 5. I rode skateboards. I was really good at it. I played football. Believe it or not, I was a little guy, but I was really good at it.
Yeah.
I played basketball. I played so many sports. I was very athletic, and my mom just like beat it out of me.
Dude, you would have
know?
been a good
She
wrestler.
like basically was like, you know what, you're not going to make a living doing this type of stuff. You need a real job, and here I am now. I still haven't got a real job. I feel like my life would have went. I mean,
Well, sports keep you focused. They keep you in line.
well,
you
I
know?
remember her specifically
They
saying.
instill a lot of values.
I remember her specifically saying, because I was really into skating. I was a big time skater, and her saying, "There's no way you'll ever make money doing that. You got to get a job." She actually got me a job stocking beer at a 7-Eleven. But she hated my skating so much. She hated it. She did not like it. But fucking, there's these kids now that they're rich.
And you know what?
Fucking rich over it.
Imagine it, like Tony Hawk, like, dude, imagine if you would have been doing it all through that time
yeah.
and like kept at it, you'd fucking have
right.
fucking.
And
Dude,
that was
the average professional skater is older now. Like that's the thing, is like skateboarding isn't like, it's not just exclusively
they're
for
like
kids.
in their 20s.
Like they're like 20s and 30s. I mean, there's 40-year-old skaters.
Hey, well, we actually started skating. I mean, I wasn't as big of a skater as Mike was, and I wasn't as good because he was a little bit older. But like Tony Hawk was about the same age as Mike was.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
a little older than me. Yeah. He's
I
about
mean,
2-3
and like,
years older.
dude, that's it.
Yeah, I remember dragging Chris to skate competitions.
Oh,
when we were
I
kids,
remember
dude.
that. I had so much
And
fun.
I would go and I could hang with a lot of these guys. Back then the tricks weren't as crazy as they are now. It's evolved a lot. But, I had the basic set of skills that like I could, I wasn't afraid of shit. Jump on a vertical ramp or any type of street skating trick. There was nothing I was afraid of trying. But I'm not blaming my mom for it, but it's just she really was. I could never understood why she hated it
She was
so
Hitler
much.
about sports.
But I just wish that maybe I would have been stronger and just stuck with it. But we're mama's boys. We were raised by our mom. We want to make her happy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that they, like you said, they instill values in you that you use, in your. I mean, even with the job, like a lot of jobs ask, "Are you a team player? Are you team oriented?"
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you get that through sports. You get that through a lot of different.
Yeah.
You need those social outlets.
Staying in sports, I think, would have kept me out of the gangs.
That exactly.
And probably away from them hoes that wasn't loyal.
That wasn't loyal.
Jose.
Nigga. What's so funny is like there's one thing that's a bottom line for everybody's fucking. So maybe we only have one regret.
Hoes ain't loyal. I could think of several that are like have to do with females, but I mean, it's hard to really put your blame for regret is typically
something that you fucked up.
Regret is something that not pulling trigger on something or going left when you should have went right.
Yeah.
Those are regrets. So it's hard for me to put my regret on another person, but there's a lot of regrets with relationships and stuff that I've definitely made some bad decisions.
Yeah, everybody does. That's all part of life. That's just how it goes, dude. Live and learn.
Mm-hmm.
Live and learn. Hey, you can't be young and wise. It's impossible.
Yeah, there's no such thing as that.
There's no such thing, And with wisdom comes a bunch of hard-learned lessons in life, And let's go ahead and segue about life. Segue about life. I've been doing a little bit of pondering about life, and I was thinking, it's really sucks being a consumer. It really sucks, like having to work a job. I mean, there is a lot of perks to being a consumer, you get to live in an air-conditioned place and whatnot, and you get to have stuff, but like there's a lot of stress involved in it. You have to work a job, you have to get up in the morning, you have to go do stuff. But like, what if you were a hunter-gatherer? What if you had to, can you guys imagine that?
Like
That's like
prehistoric, humans before
like
society.
year one type shit. You know what I mean? Like if I don't get a fucking catch a hog today,
Well, our
my
family's
tribe-
going to starve.
I think I thought about this because I was playing Clash of Clans.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you
But
know?
yeah, like if the world was, like say if we had another some kind of like a zombie apocalypse or something, we lost,
Just
$80%
anything. Yeah.
of the world, and now the other 20% has to fucking
Yeah.
hunt caribou and shit.
I mean, like, yeah, it kind of does put life into perspective a little bit. This sucks, dude. I gotta make sandwiches for 10 hours today.
Flip that.
But like, can you imagine having to hunt for like 2 days?
Yeah, no, I
mean, that's
get it.
crazy
I think it's
thought.
like I think Mike, you were saying earlier, because we talked about this before the show, that the not having to worry about that is now replaced with the stresses of just dumb shit.
Dude, there ain't.
Well, yeah, like, my life is a perfect example of that. Like, I would almost trade the mental level of stress I have as far as like being a provider for my family over just being able to actually physically just go outside and
Kill a
fucking
fucking-
hunt something.
Dude,
you know?
that's a
A
good
swallow.
point. Hey, that's a good point. And imagine coming home with your kill, dude. Like you're fucking,
Oh,
you're
dude.
a fucking
Yeah,
man,
you come
dude.
home with your dick swinging and just fucking
Dude.
big
Right.
fucking deer over your shoulder.
Fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you get two guys.
I would to
carrying
an
it on a
extent
pole.
love for us to go back to a bit of
In a
that.
way, but dude,
Yeah.
the struggles would be probably like way more real, though, right? Don't you think? Do you think
Well, the one thing about humans is we adapt.
Yeah.
We have a very strong will to adapt. So I feel like in any type of situation, we would overcome. We figured out how to adapt and
I think
Make
us
life
three, we
good.
could like fucking go out
But you
there
know,
and catch some coyotes and
actually,
shit.
I just while we were talking about this, I drew a parallel, and it derives around cars. I don't know why. This is the first thing I thought of.
Mustangs.
Yeah, Mustangs. But I think it would be like if, say, the next 2016 vehicle was actually an exact replica of a 1966 vehicle. Now, mind you, cars were better back. They were made better. Things were but you're gonna lose a lot of the amenities, a lot of the luxuries of
AC and
being.
the power seats.
You know what I mean? Like you get a fucking beat up ass carbureted engine that's just fucking.
But you know what? Like you get like more of a like
All right,
a nostalgia. I see where you're going. Keep
You know
going.
what I
I'm
mean?
sorry.
It's like you get what you're missing from this life, but I still think it's a lot shittier.
Creature comforts. Right?
You know,
yeah,
it's like
it's a lot shittier. But like, dude, like when
yeah,
you're
you
rocking
do.
that, and you know what? When you're rocking that, you turn head. People are like, "Oh my, look, dude, did you see that fucking car, dude?"
yeah, you're right. I just think that there is a few
Especially if
things
it's
you
well kept, like a big village. Our village is badass. So like, hey, don't go near that fucking village. You know what I'm saying?
did the cafe that we ate at today, did that have anything to do to play in this topic you brought up? 'Cause we just happened to eat at a very. I felt
No,
very
I mentioned
unmanly
this-
just being there.
I mentioned this topic before we went to that cafe, but that cafe made it more
Yeah,
apparent.
you
that
know,
we needed to
the
bring
thing
this up
is,
on the show.
that cafe, we went to a place called the Black Bear Cafe,
Why I gotta be black?
and it's all.
Why gotta be black?
Why gotta be Black Bear?
and serve chicken and waffles. Fuck y'all,
Yeah,
racist
that shit was
motherfuckers.
good,
Man, you can't be racist and serve chicken and waffles, all right?
That's
It's
one or
true.
the other.
That's you
It's
pick a
one
lane.
or the other, yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
Black Bear Cafe, pick a lane. All right. All right. Hey, but that shit was good. Hey, we'll give.
I
them a
feel
little
like
plug.
that cafe we went to, because it was very manly. Like, it was
Yeah.
all real wood, furniture,
hand carved
Yeah.
bears
And
everywhere and
decorations,
shit. Yeah.
and it's like, I feel like the servers that were there were just very inadequate. But I feel like the person that should be there would be like a guy in like a flannel shirt,
yeah.
some real tree camo pants,
Got the salt and
hat,
pepper
and a super
beard.
beard, right?
Salt and
And
pepper.
he just stands there.
beard.
And he just
No,
stands
he's got an
there.
axe too.
No,
He's
no,
got
yeah,
an
yeah,
axe.
yeah, a big, huge buck knife, okay, and like he's gonna stand over your table, and you're gonna sit there and be like, "Can I have a salad?" And he's gonna stand there and look at you, and you're gonna be like,
And then he's gonna just getting a steak.
He's not even
And then he
gonna,
flops
yeah,
his dick on the table.
he's not even gonna write anything down until you order a real meal. He's just like,
He just he's got his big old beer gut, and he's like, "Is that all?"
Yeah.
Just a salad.
You
order a Cobb
waste my
salad,
time.
I'm gonna cut your fucking face up.
What are you, some kind of pansy?
That would be the type of person who needs to wait tables there.
A salad? Fuck a salad.
I went out and I fucking fished salmon and fucking hunted fucking goddamn wild hogs to get the bacon on your table, and you're gonna order a fucking salad?
Would you like a pair of testicles to go with that salad, sir?
Son of a bitch, pile of monkey nuts.
Oh shit, man.
Oh, shit.
All right, we're running up on about an hour. I think
it's
it's
about time to. We're running out.
Wrap
of
it up
time.
like
We're running out of
Trojan
time.
man.
Wrap that shit
Hey, we
up.
had some serious stuff tonight, but hey, it's good.
Sometimes you gotta
we
do that
got
shit.
we got a little deep tonight.
That's okay. It's good
If
to
people-
put shit on the table.
You
Hey,
know, people are probably not really used to that from us. We're really stupid. And
Hey, you know what it is? It's podcast 56. Need a psychiatrist.
if
You
you
know
don't,
what I'm
Oh,
saying?
shit.
if you don't like it, you could fuck. No, sorry.
If you don't like it, tune in next week.
Maybe it'll be a little bit lighter.
Do a couple more shots, and this show will be so much different.
Yeah, dude.
Anybody want to give any more shout outs?
Black Bear Diner. The food was great.
It was good.
Macy, can you hear me?
Macy.
Macy.
If you've watched this much of the show, get here right now.
There, how you
Yes.
get here?
And if you knew what I just had to do for Corey to be able to look at you like that right now,
You had to go through some shit.
I sure as hell did.
Yeah, it was some bullshit. We lost the camera midway through the show, but you know what? Kept that shit
Was
pushing,
it midway
bro.
into the show? 'Cause
No,
I
it
don't
was
know.
like-
Closer to the end.
It was like 40 minutes in.
Man, I wonder how much of me picking my nose we
It's
had
probably-
to watch.
It was a little bit.
Hey, the micro.
Alright.
I think that the video just got sick of like my face.
It's
Like
I
fuck
can't
this
do this
guy.
anymore.
God damn it.
I gotta get back to Clashing Clans, so you guys.
Me too. Hey, me too.
You guys have
I have
a good
goals
night.
that
I
need
got
to be
yeah,
met.
I got fucking villages to raid, so you know,
All right. We're
all
gonna
y'all
call it
can
a night.
just.
Hey, until next week, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Hell yeah, nigga.
Yeah. Butt
All
fuck
right.
a snitch in the shower in prison.
Do it.